Hello?
A family, a small house, and a restless soul whose cries are still heard in that house in Enfield.
Hey you, will you play with me?
Welcome to my haunted world. Hello everyone. I hope you are all doing well and staying safe. Today I'm going to tell you a true story, one that is not just terrifying, but a chilling memory that still remains unsolved in history. This is not a fictional tale, but a story inspired by a globally discussed real incident. The names of the characters have been slightly changed, but the core of the events, the time, the place, and the experiences are all based on reality. So turn off the lights and listen carefully. Because this story isn't just about fear. It's about people trapped between belief and disbelief. Let's begin. From August 1977 to April 1979, a family in Enfield, North London was haunted by a terrifying unseen force. This very real event inspired Netflix, BBC documentaries, and the popular Hollywood horror film The Conjuring 2. The main character, Janet Hodgson, and her family, their names have been slightly changed in this retelling. It was a cold afternoon in September, an old house in the Enfield district of London. 𝗂𝗏 Harvey, mother of 3, was recently left by her husband. Life continued with difficulty: house rent, school, and her small job. Her eldest daughter Jenny, 11, younger son Tom, 10, and youngest daughter Emily, 7. Same routine, same fatigue. But that night, everything changed. Around 1 a.m., 𝗂𝗏 awoke to a sound. Tuk, tuk, tuk. The sound came from a corner of the room, from the wall. She thought someone was knocking, but when she checked, no one was there. She returned to bed, but after a while the sound returned, louder this time. Tuk, tuk, tuk. It was as if something was hitting from inside the wall. Though scared, 𝗂𝗏 said nothing, thinking it might just be the old house creaking. The next day, Jenny came back from school and said, "Mom, my bed was shaking by itself last night. I was really scared." 𝗂𝗏 frowned. "Maybe you imagined it in your sleep." Jenny said nothing, but her eyes held a fear 𝗂𝗏 had never seen before. That night, 𝗂𝗏 decided to sleep in the children's room. While lying beside Jenny, suddenly a wardrobe turned on its own. 𝗂𝗏 watched in horror as it slowly began to move, making a dragging sound. No one touched it. The children screamed. 𝗂𝗏 ran and turned on the light, but no one was there. Only silence. The night wasn't over. Jenny, crying in bed, whispered, "Mom, someone was whispering in my ear. I live here." 2:35 a.m. The air was heavy and still, but something moved inside the room. Jenny knew she wasn't alone. In the dark corner of her bed, something stood staring at her. She shut her eyes, covering her face with a blanket. 𝗂𝗏 was sleeping beside her. Maybe. Suddenly, a voice. "Stay still. I won't hurt you. A dry, deep, raspy male voice, but there was no one in the room. Jenny wanted to scream but couldn't. Her voice was stuck. Her body was frozen, as if some invisible weight was holding her down. As Paula later described it, I saw Jenny sitting up in bed, staring blankly at the corner. Then she collapsed. The next day, Paula called the local police without delay. That night, Paula, Jenny, and the children were in the living room. 2 officers arrived, one male, one female. Suddenly, a chair in front of them slowly moved backward, in front of the whole family. Even the female officer saw it clearly. Paula said, "See this? This happens every day." The officer checked the chair. No strings, no devices, nothing. This incident was recorded in the official police report, and that record is still publicly accessible today. True incident note. The girl named Jenny in the story is actually 𝗓𝗓𝗃, and Paula is her mother, 𝗃𝗃𝗁𝗃. These terrifying events were real and witnessed by the London Metropolitan Police in October 1977. The report remains officially preserved. That night, every wall in the house felt like a nightmare. When Jenny went to sleep, she saw a shadow in the corner. A human figure. No, not human. A presence. Its eyes glowing red in the dark. 11:50 p.m. Jenny sat on the bed, eyes blank. Paula sat beside her, fear clawing inside her chest. She had noticed strange changes in Jenny for some time. Her daughter no longer spoke in her usual voice. It was deep, gravelly, masculine. "This is my house. I died here. I've returned." Paula cried, "Jenny, what are you saying?" Jenny's eyes widened, but it felt like someone else was looking through them. Paula called the local paranormal researcher, Mr. Maurice Gross. He arrived with writer and investigator 𝗓𝗓𝗃𝗏𝗴. With their arrival, the most terrifying chapter began. Maurice wanted to record Jenny's terrifying voice. He started a cassette recorder and asked, "Who are you?" Jenny didn't move her lips, but the voice came. "I'm Bill Wilkins. I died in this house. I choked, fell off the chair, died right here, in the corner." When the recording ended, Paula was stunned. Bill Wilkins? They searched the property records and discovered that a man named William Wilkins did die in that house years ago, in the exact way Jenny had described. This chilling recording is still archived by researchers and paranormal organizations. 𝗂𝗓𝗃𝗏𝗴 later wrote about it in his book, This House is Haunted, 1980. 𝗓𝗓𝗃𝗏𝗴 admitted in several interviews that sometimes she lost control of her own body. That same night, Jenny stood in the middle of the room. Her body felt weightless. She slowly levitated off the bed. Emily saw it and burst into tears. When Paula turned on the light, everything stopped. Jenny collapsed to the floor. Next day, Jenny said, "I can't remember anything, Mom. I was asleep." Jenny's strange voice, levitation, and speaking as a dead man, Bill, made Maurice Gross and 𝗂𝗓𝗃𝗏𝗴 decide to hold a seance. No medium, just observation. November 26, 1977. The room was silent. Paula, Jenny, the younger siblings, and the investigators sat around a round table. Lights were off. Only a hurricane lamp glowed in the middle. Maurice said, "If anyone is here, if you're Bill, give us a sign. Knock 3 times." Nothing happened at first. Then Tock, tock, tock. A faint but clear sound echoed from the corner. Emily shivered. Jenny was trembling with closed eyes. Maurice scribbled in his notebook. Paula held her daughter's shoulder. Guy whispered, "If this were fake, these children wouldn't react like this." After the séance, everyone left. Next morning, Paula noticed strange marks on the northern wall. Scratch-like marks, as if someone had clawed it. Underneath, messy handwriting. "Let me stay." Jenny wasn't in the room. The little ones didn't know how to write like that. Maurice photographed the writing and said, "This isn't a disturbed child. This presence wants something." These incidents, levitation, knocks, scratch marks, were all officially documented. Guy Playfair detailed them in This House is Haunted. Audio tapes and photos are still used in paranormal research. Later that night, Jenny told her mom, "Mom, I can feel him standing beside me. Even if I can't see him, I hear his breath." And from one corner of the room, a faint breathing sound was heard. 3:18 a.m. Jenny was lying in bed, eyes open but blank. From the next room, Paula called out, "Jenny, are you okay, sweetheart?" No reply. Suddenly, Jenny stood up. She walked from one side of the room to the other, eyes closed, mouth speaking in that horrific voice. "They won't let me go. I didn't die. I'm still here." Paula ran and hugged her daughter, but Jenny turned her face and grabbed her mother's throat. Emily and Tom screamed, "Mom, let go of her!" Paula had to push Jenny away. Jenny collapsed, unconscious. Maurice and Guy had to make a heartbreaking decision. Jenny must be sent for psychiatric evaluation. Paula initially refused, but finally realized Jenny was no longer Jenny. Something was inside her. Jenny was admitted for observation. Doctors noted she was silent most of the day, but sometimes she'd sit alone, staring at a corner, saying, "You can't see him, but I can. He's right there beside me." Some doctors said it was dissociative state or psychosis, but Paula and Maurice believed it wasn't just mental illness. It was compared to split consciousness or trance possession. In a 2003 BBC radio interview, Janet Hodgson said, "Something would enter me. I couldn't feel my own body. The voice wasn't mine." After returning home, another séance was conducted, this time only Paula and Jenny. The room was silent. Suddenly, a window swung open. Cold air flooded in. Jenny stood up and said, "It's over. He's leaving. But he said if I call again, he will return." Silence again. Then Jenny cried out, "Mom, I'm tired. I want peace." Paula hugged her, saying, "You'll come back to being my little Jenny. I know it." After that, Jenny's symptoms slowly faded. Investigators reported it as unexplainable but authentic. Jenny never spoke in that dreadful voice again, but she always says, "I know I wasn't alone." For 2 years, Paula Harvey and her children lived through a nightmare no fiction could match. Jenny is calm now. The voice stopped. Furniture no longer moved on its own. But Paula says, "The corners of the house still whisper. We may have moved on, but maybe it never did." Maurice and Guy concluded their investigation. They collected over 2,000 hours of audio, hundreds of notes, and eyewitness accounts. Their final report stated, "This cannot be dismissed as pure fiction. There is evidence here that defies tricks or psychological explanations." The real story inspired This House is Haunted, 1980, book by 𝗏𝗏. The Enfield Poltergeist, BBC documentary. The Conjuring 2, 2016, Hollywood film where Ed and Lorraine Warren joined the investigation. However, it's important to note, many events shown in The Conjuring 2, such as crucifixes turning upside down or visible demons, did not actually happen. Jennett said in a 2016 Daily Mail interview, "They added many things to the film that never happened, but what really happened was already scary enough." Jennett, Jenny, grew up and lived a quiet life. She married, had 2 children, but later lost her son in a car accident. For years, she remained silent, but in 2016, she said, "I don't want anyone to go through what I did. Believe me or not, I know I wasn't alone. Something entered me. Even now, I'm afraid to look in the mirror." Though the haunting ended, the question remains, was Jenny truly possessed by a restless spirit? Or did her mind, stress, fear, and reality create an invisible shadow? As Paula once said, "I believe something was there because I saw it, I felt it, and I still get scared when I look at the door at night." And that was today's story, a real experience. Did it scare you? Even if it didn't, remember, real events are often more chilling than any movie. To those of you who stayed with us from beginning to end, endless love and gratitude to you. Stay well, stay safe, and always remember, not all shadows are born from light. Some come from a place where there is no way back. Good night.
Like and subscribe.